Hi. I am trying to see what I have happening here. Sorry to anyone joining in. I was kind of in and booted out very quickly, so I'm just trying to get in here. Um, I think I'm here. Am I here, Sherry? I seen Sherry joining. Um, some early retrograde stuff happening here. Being kicked out early. Let me see. Oh, I am in. Okay. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Edie. And Jackie. And Eva. Hi, everybody. And Heather. Hello. Hello, hello. And yes, Sherry, I'm here. I see I'm here now. Ah, okay. It's I'm having a little bit of a hot flash here. Okay. I'm just letting people join in and just making sure it's on my phone so I can watch. We didn't get too much pixely stuff last week, so let's hope that this week goes the same way. Kind of have myself cluttered full of cards today. I couldn't choose cards. Um, I've been trying to, I've been working all day and I've been going from deck to deck. And then tonight I had all planned out decks of cards to use. And last minute I got a request to do a change. And I don't know who the request is from, but something to do a change in a deck. So I had to go find a different deck. Oh, and Danielle, I will be back to you this evening. I am getting back to everyone that has sent me messages. Um, I'm trying to get one by one, get through. Remember, I do all of this bookings myself. I do all of this work. That's taking care of all the appointments and stuff is all done by me, and answering emails and stuff. So I'm trying to get through it, plus working all day long every day. So I'm really, really trying to get through to you guys. Am I there or am I froze up? Am I there, guys? My phone says I'm froze. I don't know if I'm really there. Can you guys see me? Let's see. Did we go pixely? Sorry, I know I'm gone blank for a moment. I feel like I think I'm back. What a day. I'm hoping to not go pixely. Can someone tell me if I'm back on? Because my phone is saying I'm not. Loud and clear? Okay. My Okay, so my hold on. I have to refresh my computer because my computer still here and moving pixely past. You're good. Okay. All right, my computer's back up to now. I changed my desk and I surrounded myself with more stones and stuff over here this evening and all around me, and I feel like I'm kind of like I got some powerful energy happening. And so if anyone watched the Instagram TV post that I posted this morning, if you're on Instagram, you got to go to my page. I think it's up on top of the screen when you go into Instagram, or it's like not scroll where the stories are. It's right up at the top, or it's on my actual page. And there's like a little circle and it says IGTV. That's where I post those cards that I read. That they do come up on Facebook, but they're also there, and that's where they show up. So if you're following that this morning, you notice that I was talking about end of eras and things switching and turning around. Well, that's been kind of my whole all day long type of energy that's been flowing through me, is that we're at the end of an era. We're at a critical turning point, a big drastic change happening. Oh, I'm flicking my desk around. Something really taking place for us, really doing some turnarounds. And it feels like what we have been doing for the past month or past few months, is we have been doing healing for ourselves, for the ancestors, for those who've walked the earth before us. And we're really starting to see things start to come to life. And I really I really want to applaud someone like Marianne Williamson, who has really stepped up and stepped onto this plane of really making like the difference in the world in combining spirituality and politics right now a little bit without pulling in the um, I mean, it obviously triggered with some anger, um, but to make a change in the way of that you're not that we can use who we are to make a change within the world without attacking each other, without coming from a place of being uh, violent and kind of healing how we dealt with things in the past, how we that whole fu society, that whole fu to the families and fu to old family members. And sometimes we have to look back and look where situations and stories and where people came from and where they're what journey they have been on. And of course there's times when you just got to say fu to somebody. That's how it is. There's that kind of energy there as well. But this feels like there's a place of um my screen's froze up again, guys. I'm not seeing you guys, or I'm seeing you. I'm just not seeing the comments. Um, oh, there we go. Kelly, you feel that energy right now? Yeah, right. It's like it's all around us, and so it's and hi Juanita. So it's really in that place of we're doing a shift. We're coming into I want to say a cleaner energy, a clarity that we're gaining, a some new insight that not everybody that did harm or that turned out to be alcoholics and drug addicts, you know, they didn't set out to be those things, and they didn't set out to harm us, and they didn't. And so it's parents, like I want to say some parents. There was some parents that, and I because I feel like there's some parent healing here tonight is what it feels like to me. It's just a strong sense of looking at parent stories in a different light, and where they came from and why they were the way they were and why they behaved the way they behaved. And um, a sense of forgiveness that's happening in different ways and different lights. And I had some aha moments myself this weekend. As you know, I'm always working on myself. I'm walking this journey with you guys. I'm not prone to, I never hit that stage of enlightenment where everything is so perfect and wonderful. And that's gonna probably never going to happen because there's no such thing as perfect. We're always working on something. But it's this parent healing. And when we can look at our parents as children, and we look at who they were as children, where they had been as children, and what had happened to them, what their stories were, and what they had been through. And hi, Shannon, and been, um, what they had been exposed to. And sometimes the pain and suffering that there was no counseling for these for maybe our parents or for their parents that walked before them, and those like it was just shut up, get over it, sweep it underneath the rug, that type of stuff, which ultimately led to behavioral issues, um, addictions, and those type of things. And of course, I'm not an expert on it, so I don't know, but it's just that's what's been resonating as I've been channeling through this morning. And I really had a strong sense of um, right now in this very time that's been happening, and that really started happening. I think today was the start day. It was the in the goddess energy, if you follow goddess work and stuff, was the day of Mary Magdalene. And it's like the leading of, like, it's like a 30-day feast type of thing. We honor and we look at the goddess that she was in the Mary Magdalene. And as we step into that Mary Magdalene kind of energy, who is like ascendant masters, right? They're higher than, and it's not religion based. It's just, these are people who walked upon earth, and judgment. And it comes, and so this energy that I'm feeling, and that I have a lot of ums happening because there's a lot of things happening around me right now. I feel like I'm on fire, like my face is on fire, everything's on fire. But the Mary Magdalene energy, that whole let's make the change as the full moon is coming, as we're coming full circle, as we're healing family issues, as we're going through that of let's have less judgment right now, and let's look at where they came from. Um, Danielle, you sound like you're talking about me at this very moment. It may be very much about you. It's very much about a lot of people that's in here right now. It just That's the energy that I have today, Danielle. And so Mary, when we look at the story of Mary Magdalene, the original stories, and where like she went in to repent her sins like a sinner, right? Like that whole bullcrap sinner stuff, and that she, repenting her sins, and ultimately she was a wife, she was so many other things, and this is not, and but this is what carried through, and the judgment, and being judged with what people don't know. And so it's the ignorance, it's the unknown, it's when we don't know the stories of other people, and we create stories, and we make up stories, and we do it within our own families, and we have these stories and images of what our families were, because it was our stories, is what you experienced, and what you experienced is real. It's not discounting your version of the story. It's when we step back and we can take a look, because we want to do healing, we want to send healing out into the world, and we want to see ourselves healing on a mass level, on a bigger level. And as the world is healing, and as we're doing the shifts, and as we're seeing us that are spiritual healers that are coming to life, and that we've had to heal our own family issues, and our own mom and dad and our grandparents, we're helping them heal. And in my own experiences was when my grandmother came to me, my mom's mom. She was thanking me for starting a healing journey that needed to take place within her and within her own family, so that she could move forward. And she never got to be who she was supposed to be upon this earth, in this life that she had got to live. And I was being blessed with the opportunity to be this. And so I had always told the story that I always said, oh, she didn't like me. I was the child she didn't like. And it's not that she didn't like me. It was never that. But it was, and I ultimately named my child after her. So, I mean, there was a love between us, and her name is Maggie. And so it was like, it's that healing that we're placed upon when we look back. So we take our stories, and we move past our stories, and we put them aside, and not, like I said, not discounting the energy behind and the healing we need to do, but let's go all the way back and say, okay, who did someone hurt that person? Did someone, what made them be the way they were? What were they afraid of? What fear were they living in? What fear was the world living in when the world became of wars? What uneducated, unknowing things that were happening within the world? They didn't have there was no internet, there was not even phones back years ago, so you knew only what you knew in your little bubble, in your little space. We've come to a point where we have so much vast knowledge and so much exposure into the world, and the world has become so big, and so many avenues for us to learn and to gain knowledge, and so much old world knowledge that's coming through, people like us that channel, and people that have gained knowledge, and historians, and bringing all of the old in with all of the new to create a new world that's coming from a place that we are ready to move past the past. We're ready to move past the days of being at war with each other, being at war with internal wars that have been taking place, placing judgment. And when we can get past that in our small groups, and if anyone read my Instagram post of yesterday, which was a Mother Mary of learning to truly walk in the cloak of our grace, um, even even this cluster of friends and family members that gather together and have you little and we have our little gossip, and we judge people, and did you see what she did, and what, why would she have done that, and why did she choose that partner, and blah blah blah. But we're so quick to jump on that judgment, right? And it's like we do it in every aspect, in every area of our lives, including the big areas, including government officials and stuff, and we make up stories of what we think we know about these people when we don't even know them. They're figures that we don't even know anything about, but we're quick to judge. We don't have to like what everybody does, but we have to know there's a story. And when we get to the bottom of the story, and we start to explore the story, and we start to open our hearts, open our minds, and us, especially the women out there right now that are really coming forth, are coming from the place of this Mary Magdalene that's about empowering womanly feminine energy, the power that's coming from the womb of the feminine strong strength that we have, and also men that are stepping into a softer energy, so stepping into a balance in their masculine and their feminine energy, and we're bringing that all together, and we're combining, and we're coming from that place. And so I just find us coming into this place of where we're helping heal, and we're helping to do things to help the people that walk before us. And not saying we're not, like I said, there's some places that there is no forgiveness, and there's some places that there is still people that have, I mean, I don't know, it's not really no forgiveness. That's not the way it is either. It's just a place that it's harder to forgive, and it's harder to look past what people have sometimes done. And like I said, every situation is different. This is not every situation. This is different. This is moments in our own lives when we look at our parents and we look at those journeys. Okay, I got to look back here. When you try and talk about things that may have hurt us from years prior. Does this mean you always have no closure, or is it just that we always need to talk about these things throughout our lives? No, Ani. Some things, and we say sometimes we talk about things and we keep drudging up the past. Um, and some things we don't need to talk about. Some things are okay to not, we don't need to go dig up any more than information than what we need. So sometimes you have this feeling, this didn't feel right or wasn't right. And then it's like, okay, let's just send healing to that time. And then other things are, yeah, you talk about them when you need to, and when they're arising and you feel a need to talk about them, it's because there's a moment of healing that's coming with that you need to release and you need to let go. And you all, it's like every scar. So when we go through the process of the healing, every scar that we put a healing in, a light in, is now a new light. It now has, because every spot of darkness has a spot of light. So it gives us a sense of, we're going to use that. We're going to use that moment, and not as an armor, or not as a fear, or not as an anger. We're going to use that as a light to help somebody else. So your story that you're telling, you might be telling at that moment because you're helping somebody else's story. You're helping somebody else's journey. And when you do that, it just seems like that ripple effect back on you is that you are receiving healing that's coming for you then. That's what it feels like to me. That's the way it works in my world. So you may talk about things 100 times, and then all of a sudden, what happens when it is all of a sudden, and I've said this before. So when I first start telling my story, I had this story of that I would tell of how, I would say I was the forgotten child, blah blah blah, and I'd tell that story like I didn't get the attention and blah blah blah, because my brother needed more attention, and as time, and now, even when I first started to write, I would write it that way. And now when I write and when I talk about that story, is that I tell the story in a way, oh, my poor mom, she was 20 years old, she had two kids, she was married at 18, my brother was diagnosed, he was ADHD, he was full of energy, and then that poor guy, I mean, he was kind of being, picked on instantly and judged instantly because he was hyper and he was bad, he was a bad child, right? And here I was getting to sit back easily, and not having to be judged so much, and just being invited places, and how mom had to do a lot of work, and so she would give me what she could give me, she would give me the love that she could give me, she would give me the attention. And that's how the stories start to change, is that the more we start to tell our story in the light, in that way, and by placing light and love into those wounds, the more we can kind of change our stories, or use our stories in a way to help somebody else. It don't make them, it doesn't make their behavior right, and it's not an excuse, it's not excusing the behavior at all. It's kind of inviting in the healing so that you can break the cycles of fear or attachments that you attach into, so we're not telling our stories to our children in that fear and attachment type of way. Okay, I got to go back up here. I seen somebody here. So Natasha, you always put insight into things going into my life each time. I know it's general, things feel like exactly what you need. Yeah, so when I start channeling and I ask what everybody needs, and this is what come through tonight. Brandy, this is how I'm healing. This is how I'm healing myself. I forgive my parents for their actions, but not for them, but for myself. Letting go of the past, right? And I always say, you're welcome, Juanita. I always say is remember your parents were young. Remember your parents were young, and sometimes look at the age they were at, and look at where you were at those ages and what you were doing at those times. And so I was thinking so I compare myself sometimes to the 20-year-old my mom, and then I look at what the 20-year-old Corey was doing, and I tell you, she was doing a hell of a job that the 20-year-old Corey wasn't doing, because the 20-year-old Corey was out partying her ass off and having fun, whereas my 20-year-old mother was home in a house, in a house that they had built with two small children, and getting ready to, my dad was always away working, and they were starting a business, and I was doing nothing like that. And so, and then to come from her story and her past, and to be able to do what she was doing, it was pretty easy to go into a place of forgiveness when I could look at it in the light, and I could come from that place, because it was easier for me. It was easier for me to not come from a place of judgment in my healing, when you could look at it like that. Okay. let's see. So I'm going to do, I wasn't going to do these tonight because I'm kind of thinking I was getting tired of doing these cards, but they're the self-care cards. So by Cheryl Richardson, but I had to go out and I had to go get them again and pull them out. So I have them. I'm going to do a self-care card because I feel like that's the place we're in, and it's like judgment, optimistic. That's the other thing. Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. So we're getting ready to go into Mercury retrograde, and we're coming up to a full moon, going into a lunar eclipse, like just a whole shitload of stuff starting to happen here. But I mean, if you followed that whole line and that whole system of the retrogrades and stuff and the moons, and you're wondering why you're so like bleh, you're just so like kind of dragging your ass and kind of not wanting to make a decision, but things need to be done, and you're being asked to make decisions and starting to do like this is not kind of the time to start coming up to a Mercury retrograde. It's okay to kind of wait until after that's over, wait until the end of next week before you make any major life decisions or any major life changes. But coming up to there, like tomorrow, tonight, tomorrow, even starting this morning, I really noticed there was a big shift in energy, and it's an optimistic, it's a very happy, it's a happy-go-lucky energy that's here right now at this very moment. And not that everyone is feeling that, but that's what the energy feels like. It just feels like there's a whole happy-go-lucky energy that's today and tomorrow. So if you're one of the lucky people to be sitting in there, and I feel like it's more of probably us that are fire signs and possibly air sign. Fire and air is what I feel like. Really, fire and air is really in that place of just going with the flow, letting our light shine, just being that. And that water signs are kind of out, like it's like the tides are out. You're kind of lower. You're not sitting in a higher energy. You're kind of sitting in a lower energy a little bit, and it's kind of it depends on where your moon's sitting. There's a whole lot of astrology stuff in there, but it just feels like it's a tomorrow. Enjoy what tomorrow brings. Enjoy what if you wake up happy and you're thinking I shouldn't be happy. I got misery happening, and we get so stuck in the fact that we should be suffering, right? And we get stuck there. It's like if you wake up or if you woke up today or you wake up tomorrow and you're feeling really happy, or you feel like you got a little glimpse of happy or a little glimpse of I should get up and do something today, do it. It is good energy. It's a good time to send out emails. It's a good time to put out requests, but not to make major life changes. But to just kind of just sit in that energy that it's okay to be happy right now, even though you still got stuff happening, or even though you're having a moment. It's okay to be there. It's and then as the moon starts to come, this is a good time if you're someone who journals, or I think everyone should be journaling somewhat. If you're journaling, it's a good time to start writing down what you're ready to really let go of, because this full moon is about letting go of the past. This is past situations and past things that are within your life that it's a good time to let go of, because once this moon shifts, and it's like when July ends, it's like we start shifting a little bit away. Right now we're so close to spirit, and we're so connected to the spiritual realm, because the veil is really thin. And so once we get past that, I feel like everything starts to shift, but there's a happy energy coming. There's some good things coming, and there's some changes coming in people's lives. There's moves. I feel like there's some big moves happening, some big shifts, some relationship changes. There's some good relationship things, really good relationship things coming in for some people. Uh, what we discussed last week seemed to be going ahead. Good. I'm glad. Um, you're a Pisces and you agree? Yeah. And Connie, yes, there's major life changes. Yes, Connie, there is major life changes. And it is, there's like just major life changes happening. So I want you to, if you have something to find something to smile about. Find the little things in life. Like there's always something good, and there's a little piece of glimmer of hope within something. And so have that moment tomorrow. It's I just want it's just like a happy energy. But we are coming into retrograde, Mercury retrograde. So for some people that's going to be really low, like slower energy going into the weekend and going into next week. And it's like we are in full retrograde until sometime in August 23rd or somewhere around there. But there are ups and downs. Like it's all these waves of emotions and stuff that happens in there. And right now we're being told that even if you're struggling, find one little thing tomorrow. Find one little thing. You're being asked to find one little thing, but you're also being asked not to come from a place of judgment. And that means don't go judging yourself. Okay, I'm going to do one card for everybody, or two cards for everybody um, from the self-care cards. And these are not they're not really, they're like an oracle, but they're not really an oracle deck. These are just cards. So let's see. I do have to say there's somebody in here that was there's a person here, and it's a male, and I feel like he's a dad or somebody or a husband, and he had promised to help build a piece onto your house or build a patio or a deck, and he didn't live to make it. He didn't make it here for that. I keep trying, I keep typing and deleting. Never been on here before. I'm not sure what I want to come for this, but something's telling me to watch. All right, Kelly, welcome. I'm glad you're here. All right, so one of the self-care cards, and you can always go back and rewatch this. Was that you, Dora? Was your husband supposed to be building something on, like a patio or a deck or something onto your house? Because he had made a promise to build something on or do some external work on the house. It was a fence. Okay. He's saying, okay, so Dora, he's saying, I'm sorry, I did not get it done. I meant to do it. And it's like he's blabbing over these cards. He's like, don't even do these cards for everybody yet. Go to this first. He wants me to go right to this. And he says, I'm sorry, I didn't get it done. But he's also telling you that you have to get shit done. There's things that you need to get done. And he's like, the fence will get, like, you can still get the fence done. Like, just because he's not here, the fence can still be done. And there was a reason why you needed the fence. I don't know if it's because of a dog or if it's like, if it was an old fence that was rickety and falling down, what it was. But he's saying, I tried to make it to the point of where I could do that fence, or try to do that. I tried to make it to there, and I didn't get to make it to there. And he says, I'm very sorry that I didn't get to make it. And he says, but you need to know that you have to trust me. Trust me that I'm trying to help you out. And there's something happy and there's something very good coming tonight, tomorrow, or tomorrow night. Like somewhere in the next, by Tuesday, like no later than Tuesday, there's a blessing coming into your life, Dora, and you have to appreciate it, and you have to be there to be the strong presence that's needed, and not to be grumpy and complaining. Be happy and know that there's good things, and you have to see the good things. It's like, you have two dogs? Okay. Dora. Yes, very hard. Yes, baby. Okay. It's a baby coming. Oh yeah, there's a baby coming tomorrow or tonight. So you need to, oh yeah, I'm like all over. He's like all over. It's like I just jump. And this is why I was so hot. Like he was pushing on me to get to you. Stefan's wife is having a baby. Okay. Really soon. And it's like he's so excited for this baby. It's like this was going to make him the soft man. This was what was going to make him mushy and soft and kind. And he says it still is. He's kind of turned into that since he's passed. That's not who he was here on earth. And he says, but I want you to appreciate it. I want you to love it, and I want you I want you to embrace it. It's like, it's time to fix. It's time to come full circle. It's time to let yourself, like, be happy, like fix things that are broken, fix relationships that are broken, fix things that are broken in the way of knowing that this child is a little blessing in your lives. And the fences, and get the freaking fence done. He says, hire someone to do the fence. Don't stop complaining about it that I'm not there to do it, and get the fence fixed, and stop kind of. And I get your grieving, don't get me wrong, I get your grieving. This is him talking. Okay. I know you still have to grieve, and I know that you have a lot of grieving to go through, but there's a beauty around you right now. There's a beautiful light around you, and you have to live in it. And you have to see it as the blessing that this little child is. Little boy, happy, bringing joy and love into everyone's life. And often with death comes new life. this is the new life, and this is the new energy, this is the new air, the new freshness that's being blown into your life and into your home. And it's okay to be happy. It's okay to accept it. It's okay to smile. And know that he loves you. Know that he does, and you have to remember that he did love you. Um, okay. Phew. He took a lot. uh, okay. Now, back to everyone else. You're very welcome, Dora. A lot of energy just went into him. Hi, Joyce. Okay. This is for everybody. I'm getting back to my self-care cards now that he's kind of shifting aside here. He's giving me space again to work. I even feel a little flustered. That was so much heat in there. Okay. Now, this card's for everyone, and I'm trying to stop, and the cards are not letting me stop yet, but it will. Passion. Resurrect a childhood dream. Let your passions take flight. So what was squished? It feels like somebody or some people have had where like when you were young, you had these things that you would have loved. Uh, yes, Stuart, you need to see me very soon. I am booked. I am booked well ahead. So it will probably be end of August, early September. Um, let your passion take flight. I feel like childhood um, there's some childhood thing that you would have loved to have done, and somebody squished your dream. Somebody told you that you couldn't be this, or you couldn't do that, or you weren't smart enough, and it's like it's not too late to go back to school. It's not too late to start a business. It's not too late to take on something new. And I feel like this is like what I'm feeling like this comes from. I just got a ping in my head. I feel like it comes from a dad. Like I'm feeling like a dad side. Like you had a dad that was um, too judgmental, too like kind of negative kind of energy. And because he was poor or he had to work really hard, then you couldn't go to university, or we weren't the type of people that went to university. That's what it feels like to me. And I feel like it's like somebody here needs to really rise it up, and or you couldn't sing, or you couldn't play a musical instrument, like that type of thing. And it's like I feel like it's around somebody in particular here, and I don't know who it is, but it's like yes you can, and yes you can take it, whether it's learning to play guitar or it's going back to school. Like it's I know that's extreme, but that's it's like it's based around something like that. And it's like no, you can, and you can do that, and you can be that. And it's like why can you not do that? And that's the energy that I feel like is around it here tonight. So if that's you, or if it's all of you, whoever's here, this is a prime time. And like tomorrow's a good time to start applying, or it's a good time to say yes I can, or it's a good time to start a business plan, or it's a good time to start building a vision board, and start creating a vision board around what you want to see happen, because this is your time. And it's like I'm seeing like a white dove type of thing. It's like your wings are expanding, you're growing into something bigger, and that you can kind of take on the world. Linda, it kind of sounds like you. Yeah, right. And it's like somebody told you you couldn't do it, and yes you can. And to not be afraid to take on something. For a lot of years, it's saying, it probably would not have been kind of very cool for me to take on this role that I'm in right now, and kind of being judged for it. And there's still some judgment that happens around this, and like why would you do this, or you're working in negative and blah blah blah, or this is not good. And this is, you do what you're put here to do. And if your heart is calling you right now to take something on, and this is the energy that's coming with this moon, if your heart is calling you to take on something that is a passion deep down inside, it is the time to do it. Joyce, I wanted to do that when I was a kid, playing an instrument. Mom and dad said I couldn't because they didn't want to afford it. Yeah, right. And that's what I feel like, Joyce. It's like a prime time to take it on. Do it now. All right. One more card. And I also have so I also have this energy of somebody came from a very kind of religion based background, and you were told what to say, what to wear, what to believe, blah blah blah. And it's been so ingrained in you, and you don't follow the faith anymore. And not judging them for their beliefs, that's their beliefs, but you do not sit in the same beliefs. You have the background, and it's good to have God and Jesus information and knowledge, but you don't believe what they believe. But you're holding back from doing what you want to do because of a fear that's still instilled in you of disappointing your parents. And it's like you need to step up, and I'm not sure which one you are, and I feel like it's from a Pentecostal or something like that background. And I grew up in Pentecostal school, and I had a wonderful experience in my Pentecostal school. And it's like, um, it just feels like if you're that person that went to, like, I want to say like a Pentecost school, Pentecost religion, like Pentecost based type of thing, that this, like, it's kind of been drummed into you. Is that you, Brandy? Okay, it's probably you, Brandy. All right, because this is very, like, this is adamant, like, and somebody is apologizing to you for it. Um, there's an apology coming in. I feel like it's a dad or a grandpa type of thing. You're being apologizing to you for pushing this on you, and for having to um, follow so strictly to it. And I don't know if it was like you had to wear dresses or you had to be like kind of, and drum. I don't know why drum. Like it's like a drum. I just keep hearing like a drum. Liz, okay, Liz, I'll answer yours in 2 minutes. Let me do this because this is like they still push it. Yeah, okay, Brandy. It's like somebody linked to those people who's already passed away, who knows you, is saying that don't be so afraid. Don't be so afraid to kind of step away from it, because there's a fear base that's around why they don't want you to step out, and why they're afraid to step out themselves. And like, not judging the religion, not judging the religion at all. It's like people have a choice, and if you have faith, that's your faith, but it's not for us to push our faith onto anyone. You take what you get that works for you. And I feel like as you move forward, Brandy, you need to take what you believe and what resonates with you to be real, and what resonates with you to that suits you and that fits into your life, and just let that be, and use that to your benefit for whatever it is that your passion, whatever's coming. Because I feel like there's a sense of you hiding parts of you, hiding who you are, to really be there, um, to be stuck in a place, and you don't need to be stuck in a place anymore. Yeah, just know that it's like this. So this full moon's the change. The next few weeks is like, Brandon, I feel like it's big. It's kind of really shifting change, and this goes for a lot of people. Like it's. But Brandy, I don't know why you're being pointed out. There's somebody who's pointing that out for you. Um, and then Liz, doves come with peace and love. Um, doves, but I when I seen doves, I seen spread wings. That was for me. It was spread wings. It's like, be at peace, be at inner peace with yourself, with your own decisions that you make. It's because, don't worry about failure, don't worry about, because there's no such thing as failure. If we don't try, we never know, right? And so we have to take things on. And so spread your wings, let yourself go, try something, Liz. That even though there's fear, jump anyway, and the wings will spread. That's what it feels like to me. Okay, hi to everyone who's joining in. And like I said, you can always go back and rewatch this video at any time. They're always on here. And you can also follow me on YouTube, Corey Thorne TV. I have Instagram TV, which is IGTV. On my Instagram, Corey underscore Thorne. On my page, there should be like a little circle, or at the very, very top, above where my stories are, above that in the top corner where the messages are, there's also a circle there where you can go in and watch the IGTV. And I'm on Snapchat, and I think I'm Corey.Thorne there, or Corey Thorne Corey.Thorne, I think is what I am on Snapchat. I'm on there. I am kind of everywhere, but Corey Thorne TV, I'm on often. I post a lot of I post a lot more daily readings or weekly readings and stuff on there, and I do some life coaching there as well. And I'm in here every Sunday. Usually this is my time, 7:30. So I'm always around. Okay, I do one more card for everybody, and then I'm looking for somebody. I'm looking for a Bernard or a Bernie. If somebody owns a Bernard, or I wrote that name down, I don't know why. Bernard or Bernie, and I'm picking up a liver or pancreas. A liver or pancreas. So I don't know if it was a liver or pancreas cancer, or just like some type of disease in a liver or a pancreas type of thing. And I don't know if it goes with that Bernie or something, but somebody who had a pancreatitis or died of pancreatitis or died of pancreatic cancer, like something like that, or liver, is like that's I'm getting that kind of pain in those sides. Um, and then the other card that I pulled for everybody was wait. And this is what I was just saying, with the retrograde coming, the Mercury retrograde coming, hold off. I feel like there's some people about to make some major life decisions, whether it's to sell a house, whether it's to list, whether it's to leave a business or leave a relationship. Wait till this week is over. Give yourself the chance to kind of sit low right now. Sit low. Honor your resistance. Sometimes no action is the best action at all. When we're being guided to stay still or to be quiet and those type of things, is because there's so much knowledge to be gained and learned in the stillness and in the quietness. And you know how uncomfortable people really get when they're in there. Crystal Martin, my mom. Okay, Crystal. Crystal, tell me your mom. Um, did she pass away of this, or does she have it? Like, or what is it? Like, tell me a little bit here, because it's, um, and is she Bernie? I'm waiting to see Crystal stuff. Kelly, why wait till the week is over? So in the beginning of the week, we're optimistic. It's build ourselves up. No, we're going to do these things. But then we go into Mercury retrograde, which makes it feel like it's like that illusion that the planets are going backwards, so everything slows down. So if you make the decision, or if you're going to jump into it at that very time, what happens is that you get slowed down. You get slowed down. And so if it's like it's a house might not sell as fast as you would want it to if you list it then, because there's something that resistance or something that's holding on to it. And if you wait till after, so there's this stillness, right? It's like, prepare. If you're getting ready to list a house, well, while you're waiting to list the house next week, it's a good time to do the last minute cleanups and the last minute like little things that need to be done, because you're probably missing something. And if you list it too soon, you're in a rush. And so it's just slow down, breathe. It's okay. It's only us humans that get caught up in the rush of time. Next week will be perfectly fine. So do it next week. And that's what it feels like. Just wait on making a big decision. Don't jump out of anything. And it's like you get that illusion that you need to do something really quickly. Okay, Crystal, thank you. Okay, so it was liver and pancreas, liver and pancreatic cancer. She had both. Okay, her. Thank you. Looking for her. Um, and I had them circled, and um, I don't know what she, like, I almost feel as if she left some things unsaid or some things undone. And there was some, um, almost, I don't know if she had enough time, or uh, enough warning, or enough prep time, or something like that. But she's shown me that, and I just got this excruciating pain that's in my side. And it's like I don't know if she's a real I don't know if she's a real people person, or if she was real sociable. Like, I'm not sure. I'm trying to get kind of the gist of her. I'm trying to feel her. It's like she wants you to know she's there. She's like, but she had a hard go. She had a hard time. That she's, whatever it is, she's like, I don't wish this upon, it's like, I don't wish this upon anyone, because it was so much. It was so much to go through. And so, um, so much pain. But there's like I don't know if there's like a family she was angry, she carried some anger, she was like some family secrets or some family issue things that didn't get fully worked out or didn't get fully done. It's like this, it's just this, she's like playing a tape over is what it's that's what it feels like to me. I'm playing a tape over and over in my head of she was a social people person and it was very short. Right, she didn't get time, she didn't get time. It's like she didn't get time, and it's like I'm so kind of peeved off that I didn't get time, that I didn't get to have things done. And it's like, but she's um and I don't know who she was pissed at, who she was angry at before all this happened, but it was like you would know if she was mad. You would know if she's mad, but she's lovable. She's got something, even though she's got this somebody she was angry at, she's got something very lovable about her and very kind about her. But I feel a warmth with her. Um, she's got two sides. It's like I want to keep shifting. I want to shift from one side to the next side to over here. So there's people on this side that I'm all good and lovey with, but there's some people over here that I'm not sure, and I'm not sure what the story is or where it comes in. And I'm kind of got a little bit of a chuckle happening because it's like, you don't you would know the story more than I would know the story. But she says leave nothing undone, Crystal. Like don't leave don't leave words unsaid, don't leave things undone. She's like, just make sure you tell people, make sure everyone knows, and don't stay angry. Whatever anger is around you, or if you have something that you've kind of procrastinated on or whatever, she's like, just don't leave it. Don't leave stories and stuff that are on. Don't ever go to bed angry. Like, let things be. You've seen Leia there, hey Connie? That's Princess Leia come down the steps. Um, yeah, Chris, whatever, wherever that anger, wherever that upsetness is coming in, or a story, or like something of the past, it's like don't leave, like fix things, fix relationships, fix things that were not such a big deal, and know that she's very vocal around you. She's always chattering to you. She's always talking. But she's like, she didn't get enough time and she didn't get things done. And she says, know that she loves you, know that she's there, and that she's a powerful little energy. She's not a very little energy. She's a big energy. And she's like, she got robbed. It's like she got the shitty end of the sticks, kind of what she's saying. She got robbed. She loved life. She loved being here. So she's like, I didn't get to do the things. And she's like, just know that I'm always there. Know that I'm always with you. And that now she gets to live pain free. Now she gets to live pain free. That make a lot of sense to you? Okay, good. Yeah. It's like she sometimes they come to want all the details to come out in live because it's private stuff sometimes, right? So she's like, yeah, just know. And it's like that wink is happening, and just know that that anger stuff. Don't carry that anger. Don't carry it with you, and know that if she could go back and redo, she would have done things differently, or she wouldn't carry the things that she did carry, or she wouldn't be so mad at somebody that she's. So it's not worth it. It's not worth carrying. But her love for you is still there, and she's very like with you all the time and very much loving you up. All right. Um, I'm going to do one more general card because I have a client that I have to get to at 8:30. So I'm going to do one more general card kind of for everyone. Hi, everyone that's joining in late. Like I said, you can go back and watch again. It's always on here. The videos stay. And I do take the videos from here and I do post them on, probably not today, like I post them on YouTube as well. So you can always watch them on there again. Or if you have a family member that you want to show them to, if you were the person that had people come through tonight, then you can show them from there if they're not on Facebook. And I'm going to do one more card that's for everybody here tonight. You're very welcome, Kristen. And I will be posting a YouTube video tomorrow that'll be a reading for the week that'll follow into next week and stuff. So you can follow on there. And I had just posted some yesterday or the day before. I don't know because I'm working 7 days a week, so all the days just flow together. Don't know if there's a separation. All right, let me see. One last card for everybody. I'm just having a look through, just picking up the energy here. And like I said, find something to be happy about tomorrow. It just seems like it's a happy-go-lucky, optimistic day, or next 2 days type of thing before we start going into the retrograde. But the full moon is a beautiful full moon. Feels like there's lots of good energy around the full moon. Embrace the full moon, and it's a good time to write down and kind of do like a little ceremony. Burn um, burn what you need to let go of. Write it all down and just burn. Oh, thank you, Joyce. I love you. And I miss all my little tribes that I'm not getting to see during the summer when I'm not teaching like my live workshops. But I will be doing a workshop in September in Slave Lake, and I will be back in Grand Prairie in September, hopefully. And I'm teaching a Reiki course in September, and all that stuff will get posted. And I do have an online course that's going to be coming up, and hoping that we get that out by August the 1st. That's our goal. So, and the card that came up for me was suffering. And there's, and I feel like there's been some, like I said, there's been some heavy energy on people in the past few weeks. And I feel like people have really been going through some challenges. And for some reason, there's people that are kind of judging you for still grieving, or for what you're going through, or judging you for not being in the best of moods, or being up there. And it's like, people don't know your story, and people don't understand. So sometimes we have to forgive those who do not understand. Forgive those that do not understand, or who have not lived or walked in your shoes, because they don't know. And sometimes they're trying to do what they think is best. They think they're helping you. And it's that's you right now. Is Yeah. And it's just like there's just this place. It has been a lower energy. It has been a place of our emotions are coming to life. Our loved ones have been so, with this thin veil that's been here in July, is that our loved ones are very close to us. So we're feeling the past, we're feeling the hurt and pain of that we go through with our grieving. And that they're very close to us right now. They're very much reaching out, touching our hearts, being very present with us. And so we have been feeling a little more emotional around, even if it's someone who passed away 20 years ago, you're just feeling like they're right here again, like you're reliving it again. And that's just been the energy. And so, yeah, right, Dora. And it's like, it's okay to have been feeling what you're feeling, but the next few days you're going to feel like they're kind of bouncing you up. They're kind of giving you that energy. And it's like, we're not put here to suffer. And I've said this last week as well. We weren't put here to suffer. We're put here to enjoy and live life. And so if we can't, when we're going through, with the grief and stuff, there's always moments. But if you can find one little tiny moment, and that's what tomorrow feels like, find one little tiny moment to be happy in, and give yourself that opportunity to have that, and to honor that person that passed away, and know that they're very much reaching out and touching your hearts right now, and they're holding your hands. They're there. They're very present right now. There's a lot of energy around me right now. And I'm going to do one last card for everybody. Sorry that I got to kind of rush out on you guys again. It was last week. I had a client at 8:30. I have a coaching client at 8:30 tonight. So my days don't end until about 10 o'clock at night. And then life force. Our life force energy. And I always say this is how we work through Reiki. Ray is our life force energy. And we all have this beautiful ray of beautiful light around us. And you have the opportunities, and we have life to always be living in the flow of the ray of this beautiful energy, this beautiful light. And there's always new life, and there's always new energy. And as I was telling Dora in her session, there's new life coming in with the birth of a child, and of a grandchild. And this new energy really comes all the time when you have the opportunity to breathe new energy, breathe new life. And so it's a good time to step outside, go for walks, go touch trees, go and put your feet in water, wherever you feel the breath of life. And we are going through a stage right now when we are going through major life changes, when we're letting go of the judgments that we place upon the world, and we're coming into a softer, gentler place, and the empowerment of the feminine energy of the woman's womb, right? And we're standing up, and we're being of support to women, and to men, to people who are not strong enough right now to support themselves, that we're here to be that support for them as well. And in this whole life force energy, I just feel there's a beautiful life energy, and you all have the opportunity. Imagine as if you're a lotus flower, you're rising above. We've all been through the murky places, and as we rise above, there's a little speck of light. And as you start to be able to rise above and reach for that little speck of light, that there's new life. There's always a sense of a new life. Sandra, when someone says something that a past loved one used to say, is it a sign? Yes, often. Yes, yes, it's often a sign. That's like the little. There's a little moment that they are the messenger for you. So often the messenger will be just a random person that'll just like bleep out something that they don't even know why they said it and they don't know. That's a sign. So take that. And yes, and tomorrow in the moment of optimism that's coming, this beautiful energy that's here right now that's coming, enjoy the light, even if it's a little speck of light. And I would like to thank you all for being with me tonight. And I'm honored to be here again. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. And like I said, you can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me at Corrie underscore Corrie underscore Thorne is my Instagram and the Instagram TV that's there. And also follow me on YouTube. And I am on Snapchat as well, Corrie.Thorne. So I look forward to seeing you all again next week and have a wonderful evening. And I do offer private sessions. I am booking about a month ahead. You can message me for those, and it takes me a couple days before I was getting back to them really quickly. Now it's taking me a couple days to get back to everybody, but I am answering all my messages, my personal self, and I will get you booked in. I offer phone, video, and in-person sessions in Slave Lake, Leduc, and I do some traveling. No other traveling to other places right at this very moment until probably August, September. So, or sorry, September, October, I will be on the road again in Grand Prairie, Red Deer, like hopefully Lloydminster, those places. So I look forward to seeing you guys all next week. Thank you for joining me and have a wonderful evening. And thank you all. Love you. Bye bye.